Hello, bookish friends. I have quite the book haul this month because I did some thrifting and my mom did some gifting, and yeah, I think I'll go with thrift books orders first. My mom got some free book credits on thrift books, so she got me The Light Between Worlds. This is on my 25 books to read in 2025. I already showed this in that video, but I haven't actually hauled it. And let's see if I can remember. Oh, this one has Narnia vibes and has two girls who during the bombings of London end up in this other world. 6 years go by in the other world, and then they come back and no time has passed at all. One of the girls wants to move on with life, the other one wants to go back to this place. And chapter 1 starts September 1949. We're burying old Nick in the back garden. This one is first person present, so we'll see. But that cover is gorgeous. I'm definitely reading that one in January. And she also got me The Lost Property Office. This is the first book in a trilogy. Shatona was raving about it. You're a tracker, Jack Buckles, like your father and his father before him. 13-year-old Jack Buckles can find things, not just a missing glove or the other sock, but things normal people have long given up on ever seeing again. Mysterious things, magical things. If only he could find his father, who has disappeared in London without a trace. Oh, there's a fun map. A pair of rather large blue-green beetles buzzed north over the River Thames, weaving back and forth over the water surface in that haphazard pattern that beetles fly. And then I also did a thrift books order. I bought the January book of Ice and Men for the Scottish Bakehouse Mysteries. 3 women open a bakehouse in a Scottish-themed town in the Upper Peninsula. Not all of the mysteries are murder mysteries, but most of them are. Would you look at that? Carol McCallan asked, a note of awe in her voice. Is this one going to focus on Carol? I liked Carol. The Bakehouse 3 hope that 2 upcoming events their Scottish town is hosting, the Ice Fishing Derby and a celebration of poet Robert Burns. Right, Robert Burns' birthday is in January. Will thaw their frosty morale. At the very least, the festivities should help the friends break the ice with a few newcomers to the quaint, close-knit village. And then my boys' Sunday school teacher has them memorizing scripture, but he uses the King James Version, so I bought a King James Version of the Bible so they can work on their memory work. I'll do thrifting next. Took my kids to Goodwill on 40% off day, and I found the first 3 books in a patchwork mystery series. I have no idea if they're good, but at 40% off $2 and finding the first 3, they had more, but I picked up the first 3 because if I like it, I've got 3. If I don't like it, it's still less than $5. So the first one is Muslin Mystery. When Sarah agrees to restore an old family heirloom quilt for a former boarder, she is surprised to be given a messy assortment of dilapidated quilt blocks. As she works to restore the stained and tattered fabric, she begins to see letters stitched into the muslin pieces. What could they mean? When the phone rang, Sarah was standing knee-deep in bright red maple leaves. Ooh. Maybe I'll wait until the fall then to start on those. And we visited family, and they have a good bookstore. I found some books for my mom. Also found the Book of the Dun Cow, which was recommended to me years ago by a friend, so I picked it up. And I think this is magical realism fantasy, I don't know. How Mundo Canny came to live with Chanticleer. In the middle of the night, somebody began to cry outside of Chanticleer's coop. Okay, and I found these Men and Women of the Faith books. I don't know if they're as good as the Christian Heroes Then and Now series, but for 50 cents or a quarter a piece, I thought, why not? We picked up Corey Ten Boom, Susanna Wesley, Jim Elliott, although we've already kind of done him, and Martin Luther. And I also found a copy of the Phantom Tollbooth for 50 cents, so I picked it up so I can have my kids listen to it and still get the illustrations. Some of the boys like to read along as they listen. And I had a friend give me a copy of this Parenting 14 Gospel Principles That Can Radically Change Your Family. She said it was very helpful for her. So I think once I get through The Cost of Discipleship and my Advent book, I'll pick that up. And Amazon was running Black Friday deals and Christmas shopping deals, so I got A Christmas Carol, The Engaging Visual Journey. I have The Hiding Place in this edition, and it's so fun. And I thought this could be a fun way to read The Christmas Carol. But I'll either get it on audio and have my boys listen along, or we might read it aloud together next year. And finally, speaking of Black Friday deals, this was the order I was waiting for to film this. Enclave was having 40% off select hardbacks and $5 paperbacks. So I finally, yes, I've already read this book, but I had the first one in paperback and the other two in hardback. So I bought the hardback, and then I'm giving the paperback to a friend for Christmas. So this is the first book in Children of Consortium series by Kathy McCrum. This one's Recorder. She's raised to be a recorder, so to not have any bias and to not have strong emotions about things. And so she is supposed to just record events without any bias for, I guess, historical purpose or records. And she ends up on this mission, and her drone that helps her manage her emotions and such gets destroyed, and things ensue. And it is not, if not for my neural implant, I would have slept poorly the night before my first solo assignment. The implant connects her to her drone. I have also read Blood Secrets by Morgan L. Bussey, but I did not have a physical copy, so now my Morgan L. Bussey collection is up to date. She only puts out about one book a year, so this was this is book 2 in a duology, so I can't really say very much, except they live in a world where they live up in the clouds because the ground has this mist that is deadly. Theo drifted along the currents of the wind with Cass tied to the front of him. don't think that's too spoilery. So it picks up immediately after book 2. And I threw in this $5 paperback, The Word Reclaimed, The Face of the Deep, book 1 by Steve Rizasa? I don't know. Finders keepers, spare parts, that's all Baden was looking for. Even then, whatever wrecks the pirates leave to rest in some corner of space are hardly worth the time he spends salvaging them. But a book, a Bible no less, now that's different. The pages will bring a nice payout, with the content itself maybe more than nice. Baden had thought the secret police erased all trace of religion from the 5 colonies. But what if the find keeps him? A talking book should be the last of Baden's worries, with the interstellar war storming. Should be. However, when the secret police are tipped off, reclaiming the word that was abolished years ago becomes a matter of afterlife and death. It looked good, and there's 2 more books, I think, in this series, so I thought I'd give it a try. I didn't want to commit to the whole series, and I have a budget. And the final book, I actually crocheted something for a friend who wanted to pay me for it, so I took that money and bought Island of Stars. This is from Book Monkey Press. I think it's the first book they've done, and they're trying to make books for middle schoolers that just cut out all the political agendas and stuff, and this cover is stunning. Twins Bert and Betty are thrown together with their new friend Cecily for a much-anticipated summer exploring an unknown island. Stumbling into a series of mysteries where history and mythology intertwine, they come to realize that they will need the help of the adults in their company to bring their adventure to a climax and lay their questions to rest. Kids, getting help from adults? What? Actual realistic things? What? And in my book, they sent a postcard that I can use as a bookmark. Enjoy the book. Carrie, to the reader. And then there's a monkey. And there are some illustrations throughout the book, which I always appreciated. This might be a read aloud with my kids. Oh, sentence 1. That's in the past. Chapter 1. Snow was falling in Winchester one quaint Saturday morning in February, when the Fullerton family's letterbox creaked open and the day's post was dropped inside along with a burst of ice-cold air. It's a cozy way to start. Okay. I still have one book that went to my mom's house, but that's okay. And of course, I shall get some books for Christmas. So I got them all stacked up. And yeah, let me know if you purchased any good books in December. Oh, I sure did. We'll be busy for a while, and I'm about to drop these, so happy reading.